So Crypto Universe, I'm back with another video, and today I wanted to talk about some more updates, this one being with Chainlink. So Chainlink made a major announcement regarding a new project, a new pilot program that they're currently working with. Chainlink is another sleeping giant in my opinion. It feels like every video I'm talking about projects and cryptocurrencies that I believe are sleeping giants, but that's only because in this space, it feels as though there's only about 3 or 4 cryptocurrencies and blockchain related companies that are talked about. But in reality, there's going to be dozens of these companies, maybe even more, maybe even hundreds, but definitely at least dozens of these companies that are going to have success in whatever lane they dominate. So to speak about Chainlink's announcement, they announced that we are excited to share that Chainlink is facilitating the secure exchange of a Hong Kong CBDC and an Australian dollar stablecoin as a part of an ongoing use case in phase 2 of the e-HKD Plus pilot program. Congratulations to participants Visa, ANZ, China AMC, and Fidelity International on their role in transforming cross-border payments. Now, for the people that don't know what the e-HKD Plus pilot program is, it is a initiative from the Hong Kong Monetary Authority where basically, in their words, they're saying they're using it to explore innovative use cases for digital money. So it commenced phase 2 on September 2024, and their goal is to expand e-HKD to to become a more comprehensive exploration of the digital financial system. This is a major move in the world of fintech, of course, and even though that's their summary, basically to summarize it again, it's just Hong Kong's method, their new plan of trying to get into the space of digital assets. In other words, Hong Kong trying to get into crypto. Like every other country that is seeing the writing on the wall, they're recognizing that there is a bigger picture here, and if you don't get ahead of this, you're gonna end up being left behind. This is why you're seeing in America they're trying to push the Genius Act, which would be essentially the first bill that would establish some sort of regulatory framework regarding stablecoins. And many people believe that if you get the ball rolling by establishing some regulatory framework around stablecoins, then the floodgates will open, because most people in this country to this day, they're still not in crypto, they're still not aware of it, they still think it's a scam. But by the time you start to see some regulation come about, especially with many of the SEC cases either coming to an end or being forced to end, it's going to naturally make a lot of normies more prone to get involved, which means more money would get into the mix, and that's naturally going to not only make investors a lot of money, but that's going to continue to grow the space as a whole. But the next story I wanted to get into here is actually about a company called ANAP Holdings, or I think it's pronounced ANAP. It's either ANAP or ANAP, but either way it's spelled NAAP. So the Tokyo listed Japanese fashion retailer ANAP buys $70 million worth of Bitcoin for its treasury, marking a move that is considered a groundbreaking move, where their plan is to use cryptocurrency as a reserve asset. So the Tokyo listed company highlighted the irreversible global trend of Bitcoin becoming a reserve asset as a key reason for the acquisition. The investment reflects a growing acceptance of Bitcoin in corporate treasury management. So again, you're seeing these big developments where, regardless whether it's Bitcoin or whether it's Chainlink, whether it's anything in between, Hedera, HBAR, XLM, XRP, it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, many of these major companies, many of these major corporations, as well as governments, are coming in. They're getting involved after years of acting as if this was a fad. Full circle moment is coming around where many people who have been around for the past several years are being vindicated. And again, when the announcement was made by, I believe it was CoinDesk, the exact amount is 11 billion yen, which is actually a little more than $70 million. It's actually more around $75 million USD based on what I looked up, but that's neither here nor there. Either way, it's still a lot of money. That's really all that matters. So the last story here that I'm gonna put up today is from CoinDesk, and it is about SUI DEX Cetus. Now, if you guys remember, I did a video a few weeks ago talking about Cetus, where there was a big hack where essentially some hackers were able to find a exploit within Cetus that allowed them to basically have a shot at stealing over $200 million. But there's been an update on this because apparently the DEX has come back online for the first time after that exploit had happened. So I'm gonna go into the article here. Liquidity pools have been restored to between 85% and 99% of their original levels. Cetus protocol resumed operations after a 17-day outage caused by a $223 million exploit, recovering $162 million of stolen funds and pursuing legal actions against the attacker. SUI compensated Cetus users with a loan to cover initial losses, and liquidity pools have been restored to 85 to 99% of the original levels. Cetus total value locked rebounded to 124 million. It was 284 million before the exploit, which is incredible. Like 17 days doesn't sound like that long of a time, but in the world of crypto, in the world of digital assets, 17 days feels like at least 3 to 6 months. That's how long it's felt like to me. Even though I just talked about this like 2 weeks ago or 2.5 weeks ago, it has legitimately felt like at least 3 months have gone by since this hack has happened. And it's sad that unfortunately a lot of people are probably not going to get their money back. I mean, they're making a very serious effort to try to refund as much money as possible to restore the value that was there initially, but that's still a long way to go. You talking about still being short $160 million. But I hope it all works out. I'm not sure how they're going to figure it out, but I hope it does work out for the sake of the people whose money and accounts were compromised in all of this. But let me know what your thoughts are on all this. Have you used the SUI based DEX Cetus before? And also, are you bullish on Chainlink? And also, do you believe that this Japanese company putting $70 million into Bitcoin will help the price go up?